Live?
No. Yes.
We're live?
We're live.
Oh my God.
We're live without any viewers.
Nobody's watching us? Nobody cares about our love
No.
story. Nobody cares. Well, we'll just wait for people to show up.
Sounds like a plan.
Drinks. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is what we do every night. Mm.
So, hello, everyone. I'm Rachel Martin, and this is
Kurt Deutsch. How are you?
And we are co-owners together of Oceano Wines. And for our pre-Valentine's Day celebration, I wanted to have Kurt on so we can represent the love connection made that started our company, Oceano Wines. Welcome, Kurt.
Hi.
Thanks for joining.
It's such a pleasure to be here, Rachel. I hardly ever see you, especially during quarantine.
Exactly. So this is our virtual tasting room, and we're here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we want to talk to everyone about Oceano and also connect with you and be here to answer any questions that you might have or stories that you'd like to share.
No bad stories, though, about me.
No bad stories. No, nobody's thinking about you.
Okay, good.
Except for me. So Kurt and I started Oceano together in 2016. And we were merely dating at the time, less than a year. So Kurt, when I called you up, I was living in Virginia. Kurt was living in New York City. I had just visited Spanish Springs Vineyard. I was there visiting with Henry Warshaw, who's the owner of the vineyard. And I was so blown away by, hey, Christy, what's up?
Hi, Christy.
Thanks for joining. So blown away by the vineyard and all of the things like the soil, the climate, etc., that it inspired me to produce Chardonnay and Pinot Noir from the single vineyard site. So I hightailed it back to Virginia, and I guess I called you, and I guess I called you, and you said, and I said, hey, Kurt, what do you think? Do you remember?
No.
Oh my God. What do you think if we started making wine together? Something like that. I was running my family's vineyard and winery, Boxwood Winery in Middleburg, Virginia, and knew a little bit about growing grapes. There's a 26-acre, 5,000 case winery there. So I was so impressed by Spanish Springs. I just knew I wanted to create something new and start anew.
Well, wasn't it always your dream to have a California wine?
Well, I have ties to California from, I guess we moved there when I was 5 years old in Orange County. And, we lived super close to the beach. It was just a lifestyle that was easy to get used to. And then moved in the 80s to Virginia. And I went back to school, Santa Barbara, to go to Brooks Institute of Photography. I went back before that to San Diego just to bum around on my stepbrother's sofa and deliver pizzas for a summer. And so I just always loved California, wanted to go back, and it just seemed like it was the perfect opportunity for me to do so. Kurt, did you have any reservations?
No, because I trusted you completely and believed in you, and you said how special the vineyard was, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm like, let's do it.
Do you have a background in wine?
Just to drink it. No, I don't. But I have a background in starting businesses, and I have a background in producing things. So I kind of felt like there's similarities in launching a product and launching a brand, and so I really leave the winemaking up to you and Marbu, and I was able to help, in ways that I can help, like marketing or
Cheers,
other
Stephanie.
ways. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey. Yeah, well, you did.
Thanks.
So, yeah, I had never started a business before, and you put me in touch with like all of your contacts for like designing the label. Stephanie Layton.
Yeah. So I have a record label, and I produce theater and produce music, and somebody calling us?
No,
Oh.
go ahead.
And so I used some of our team to help us create our website. Katie Regal and her husband, and then Stephanie Layton helped us design the label, and she's our graphic designer for a lot of our CDs. And so we were able to call up on the people from my music industry to kind of help us create our
right
logos. And
so for a first-time business owner like myself, it was a major advantage being able to have access. I mean, for us to have access to Kurt's network, and we were able to do some really professional things right off the bat, and also a trademark.
Oh yeah. And we came up with a name, and
Kurt came up with the name, and so how was that journey for you? Exciting, nerve-wracking? Did we have any arguments? Did we disagree on the branding? Or
well, we should talk about, like, we had this idea originally to start something called Astrodynamic Wines, because you've heard of biodynamic. Should we talk about this?
Sure, why not?
We
kicked around a lot
of different ideas, but we had this idea to start. People have heard of biodynamic wines, but they've never really heard of astrodynamic wines.
What does astrodynamic mean?
Well, thinking about astrology and how the moon and the planets, and if every wine were to have a chart or to have its own astrological chart, and how would that affect the wine. And so I have a very, very close friend named Ira, who may be watching right now, who helped us chart, the birth date of the wine, when were the grapes grown. And then we started thinking, that's really more of a gimmick than necessarily really what we want to do. But
I just don't think that we had the time to fully flesh that out, and maybe that's something that we'll do in the future. Who knows? But the idea was that we were going to produce wine from different regions.
Right.
And Isabel Coleman says, "Wine for Libras." You know it, girl. I'm a Libra too.
Yeah.
So we're looking at different areas. I went to Mendoza to check out some vineyards. We had played around with making wine in New York State because of the proximity where Kurt is living, and now that I live. And so anyway, it just seemed like for me, it's all about the vineyard, and I guess like that's what any wine producer will say. But I felt so strongly about Spanish Springs Vineyard that I wanted to tackle that before I got to anywhere else. And we didn't really want it to seem like a gimmick, because there are wines that have labels like Libra, Leo, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And we didn't. And
also then when we discovered Spanish Springs, I think in its proximity to the ocean, and it being the closest vineyard to the ocean, and then I did some research kind of on the history of Pismo Beach and the Central Coast, and there's a town very, very close called Oceano, and the original name of Pismo Beach was Oceano Beach, that we came up with the name Oceano, and that's kind of how it all happened.
Yeah, that is how. And then I thought, wow, that's a killer name. Coastal Wines is about, that's, I have an affinity for them, but I think that's where it's at. And then, in the future, you'll see other projects from us as well. But so no, it's like, Kurt, that's a great name. Not only does it say, talk about the proximity to the ocean, but it also has a sense of place with the town Oceano. But it's graphically beautiful. And yeah, so
and geographically beautiful.
The seahorses, you see, like our logo, and all of that. Nope. There you go. Oh. Are part of our like Valentine's Day pre-celebration reveal. And you want to tell that story, Kurt? Because you're going to see a lot of me. I'm here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's just special for Kurt to be here.
So I guess we were dating for 5 weeks, maybe? Were we dating for about 5 weeks when you invited me to go on a family trip?
We had been on 4 dates. And on our 4th date, Kurt asked me to be his girlfriend, which was like, oh, sorry.
Did I? Which
was so old fashioned that I like love it was so endearing. That was like, yes. But then after we established that, that's when I invited you
to go on
to my mother's 80th birthday trip with 17 family members. Nobody had met Kurt yet.
No, I dropped my son off at summer camp in Wisconsin and flew from Wisconsin to, where did we go? Virgin Gorda. We went to Virgin Gorda, and
your mom's Harding.
My mom's Harding. Hi, Mom. And then I guess it was our second day there that we went on a scuba diving trip because we're both divers, and when we went diving, we happened to see, one of the first things that we happened to see was a tiny, tiny, tiny little seahorse. And it's very rare that you see seahorses
that big, like holding on to a blade of wheat grass, whatever it is.
Yeah. And so from there on, we just felt an affinity to seahorses.
Why? Yeah. What is it about the seahorse?
The seahorse is, the seahorses can get pregnant, right? No, the seahorses carry the baby. The seahorses carry the babies. The seahorses carry the babies, or what do you want me to say?
Okay, here's the deal:
it's our safety word.
The seahorses. What? They're a rarity. It's like very rare to come upon them, but also they mate for life, which is very sweet.
That's what it was. You meant they mate for life.
Not to get too intimate, but they mate for life. And then even better, what?
Nothing. I just embarrassed myself.
Even better, the males give birth.
That's what it was.
So the males carry the babies, and that seemed perfect too, because I have a stepson, but I don't have any children myself. So it was like, that was so Kurt. So it just seemed right, Kurt? It just seemed right. And so when we decided Oceano, hey, like Seahorse, what? Made so much sense.
Yeah. And then we drew up like dummy labels, and
you can see it on our website. We have something about our label.
But also we went to Portugal, and we went to Madeira, and when we stayed in Madeira, seahorses seemed to kind of follow us. We weren't diving, but there was this, I remember we stayed at this place called the Belmont Palace in Madeira. And it was, which if you've never been to Madeira, is the most amazing, incredible place. But and you took me there for my 50th birthday, which was incredible, an amazing gift. But we saw this plaque that had seahorses that were very similar to the seahorses on our label.
Right.
And
so this is all like your 50th birthday was our first year of dating, within our first year of dating. Yeah.
It was 4 years ago.
So it's kind of like a connection. a real connection from the day that we met, which was at the Middleburg Film Festival. So Middleburg is a town where my family lives, where the winery, Boxwood Winery is, and where I was living. And Kurt, what film did you produce?
I produced a film called The Last 5 Years, which stars Anna Kendrick and Jeremy Jordan, and Richard LaGravenese directed it, and it's a musical, and it's I'm really proud of the movie. Yeah, and so we met actually at a dinner. It was the opening night of the film festival, and we met at the dinner before it. You were seated across from me, and I instantly thought that you were very alluring, I guess is the word, and so yeah, so we talked all that night, and I invited you to come sit with me at the movie, and
we have a photograph from that night, which is really awesome to have a picture from the first night you meet. And we were like in front of the step and repeat, and we were about to go into the movie, and I'm literally holding 3 cones of popcorn.
Yeah, but we also took the picture, with he was the governor of Virginia, but now he is the Senator Kane.
Yeah.
And so he was actually in the photo with us. He was in the middle. And we was like, yeah, so you're holding popcorn.
Right. So when I I guess last time I looked at the page, I just, no offense to him, but I just cropped him out.
Yeah.
So it's just me and Kurt in photo. But so from that meeting, I guess it was like 5 months later, he was stalking me
on Facebook,
and I was teasing. And I was selling Boxwood Wines in New York, and he'd be like, "Oh, I see you're in New York, and would you like to get a drink?" And well, hello, yes, I want to get a drink, but not from any creep, of course. So he took me to a super cool spot called the Brandy Library. I don't know if any of you have been there.
It's in Tribeca.
He must have got like the 411 from a friend, because like that is a wine person place. Like that is a place for people who really, really appreciate alcoholic beverages, distilled spirits. And so it's like we had all these vintage Armagnacs and cognac. So he was trying to get me drunk too. No, just kidding. We went separate ways. I guess we took a cab together, and then I hopped out, and that was that. But and then it went from there. So we started Oceano like a year after we started dating. So it seems that it's gone pretty well, and
well, you've done an amazing job.
Oh, thanks, Kurt. The deal, like how to succeed in a relationship where you both are owners of the company. I learned something very valuable that you had said to me, which was I'm not here to be your business partner. Excuse me for being so frank, but you said I want to be your lover. I don't want to be your business partner. And that was such a learning experience for me. So it's why the stress? Let's treat this as something, really precious, as love is. And so that was a learning point.
Our wine is kind of like our wine baby.
And we make jokes that we had a wine baby because we don't have children together. So that for me, that was like a turning point, and I learned quickly because I was like, oh snap, I don't want to mess this up, right? And so I learned really quickly to make it a joy, make it a joyous experience. And what's up with sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but what's up with the drama? No need for drama. There's just you need to talk it out. But Kurt is not involved now as much as he was before because he's a busy guy. So I do lean on him for specific things. We had a meeting today we're both working from home in our New York City apartment. We had a meeting today. I was in my office and he was on, laying on the bed, and we were talking about marketing stuff and whatever. But the point is for it to be joy and not to be stress, and to come at it in that way with the spirit that we're doing this because we started doing this because we love each other, but now we're doing this because we love the wine, I guess. And I want to give a shout out to our winemaker, Marbu Mark. He will be on as a guest in the future. But Marbu really brought to life our dream, and he and I work very closely together. And in fact, the last two pre-pandemic, the last two, Valentine's Day was actually spent with Marbu, and it was a joke between me and Marbu and Marbu's wife that that we were together.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So normally I would be out in California at this time, and regrettably that isn't the case. Does anyone have any questions? Because I love to answer anything or tell me a little bit. I know Michael Scruggs is on. You're in business with your wife, aren't you? How do you guys work it out? I mean, you've been married a lot longer than Kurt and I have. I mean, Kurt and I are going on our third year in marriage. Still speaking during a pandemic, strong. So yeah, Stephanie, a wine baby is super precious, and that is totally the way that we saw it to begin with, and now it's a little bit different than it was now that we've got 4 vintages.
Yeah, we have 4 babies.
4 babies. But it's not the same thing because
they don't need to be.
They pair with.
We don't
food.
have to change their diapers. We don't have to change your diapers or what?
I said I'm losing my shirt.
You're losing your shirt.
Yeah, it's about to fall
It's not
off.
supposed to be
Sorry.
this kind of Facebook thing.
So what else? Do's and don'ts. Don't
Talk
argue.
about business in
Don't
bed.
talk about business when. Don't stress about it. Like it should be, a joy. And then do's. You have one person in charge of everything, which is me, and I guess that's about it.
Yeah.
So when you think, to celebrate Valentine's Day, consider having a glass of Oceano because it's liquid,
Right, but you said
joy,
to me that
love.
red wine does not go with chocolate.
Well, our red wine does not go with chocolate.
Okay,
because he was like, "Oh, we should feed each other chocolates," and in the wine biz, you're just like, "No, that's not cool."
Champagne goes with chocolate, right? And
I
does our
would
Chardonnay go to
I would
chocolate?
do lots of things with chocolate. I would do port with chocolate. I would do cognac with chocolate. I would do maybe rum with chocolate. I would even do tequila with chocolate. So I guess I'm looking at fortified wines or spirits for chocolate pairings. But our wines do not pair with desserts, but they pair really well with all things that come from the ocean. And that's what's really cool, because it's like the old adage, what grows together goes together. So, that really rings true here.
Stephanie said that our red wine and chocolate may work well with covered cherries.
Oh, with covered cherries. It is possible. Andrea, hey. So this is Andrea Marbu's wife. Thank you so much for being here. I guess I could share Valentine's date with you, Rachel. I get better present when he has to work. Awesome, Andrea. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And let's see. Yeah. Yep. Stephanie, we're gonna have to do that together. How about you send me chocolates and I'll send you wine. How does that sound? And yes, Fran, liquid joy. Totally. It really is. And I mean, not every wine is, but ours certainly is. And those that have a lot of intention behind them. Yeah. So what else? Do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Are you plugging anything?
No, not right now.
No. You want to talk a little bit about?
We got the Grammys coming up.
Grammys are coming up. So Kurt and his company have a few Grammys. You want to say?
Got 3 Grammy nominations.
This Grammys, 3 Grammy noms. What are they?
One is for The Prince of Egypt, which is Stephen Schwartz's musical.
Any musical theater lovers out there?
And then the other one is for the Little Shop of Horrors revival, which is a great revival. It starred, but theater's kind of not happening right now, and so, but it'll come back. It'll come back.
Of course, it's going to come back.
Yeah, we just don't know when. We just don't know when.
So you have 3 Grammy noms?
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
And also, what did you record? Beetlejuice, the musical?
Beetlejuice, the musical. Yeah, that's doing very, very well, and it's going to open in South Korea very soon. It's going to open in Korea. It's going to have a Korean production, and then In the Heights, the movie, is going to be coming out in June. And we did the original cast album of In the Heights, and that's going to be a great film. Lin-Manuel's show. So yeah.
Oh, hey, Tommy.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Tommy. I remember that show. That was a TV series I did when I was an actor.
Yeah. Kurt was an actor before he got into the music business.
And Tommy and I went to Sunday school together. When
Hi,
we were
Tommy.
in St. Louis, when we grew up in St. Louis.
Miss you.
I know.
I hope Toysher is killing it.
Get Toysher chocolate. He's Willy Wonka.
Yeah. Oh,
my sister.
Christy's saying, "What's up, Tommy?" Yes. Oh.
Tell Tara I say hey.
What's up, Camille? Miss you too, Tommy. Can't wait to get back together and go hit some cool spots on
Rodeo
Drive. Yeah, love and chocolate. That's right. Tommy, wait, what's planned for Oceano now during the pandemic? Hold on, Fran, we'll get back to that. Tommy, we should do, we should, whatever, but do a collab, like with our wine and your chocolate. Doesn't that sound amazing? Oh, that's sweet. Anyway, let's push it around. Let's think about doing a collab. I love collaborations, and that would be awesome. And we can have you on as a guest. So anyway, well, I guess, yes, exactly. Let's do it. So I guess that all wraps it up.
Yeah, have a great night, everybody, and have a happy Valentine's Day.
Yep, we wish everyone love, lots of love in their lives. Already done. Sweet. Wishing everyone lots of love and kindness. And Craig Rogers.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
God. Craig Rogers, shepherd extraordinaire, Border Springs Farm, throws a party, not every year, but almost every year, called Lambstock. And I brought Kurt to it just to give him an idea of
twice
my circle of friends and the industry, the food and wine industry, and beer and spirits and all that with chefs. And what happened, Kurt? You fell in love with the business, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was the most amazing. I mean, seeing all those chefs and seeing Craig on his farm, and we had an RV the first year, right? We slept in an RV.
I had been like camping the
Yeah.
years before Kurt came, and I was, I guess, trying to impress him. I don't know. So it's like, okay, let's get an RV, and that didn't go very well.
No, we couldn't use the toilet. It was very, very bad. But the food was so good, and every meal was amazing. Every chef was amazing, and just seeing how everything came together, I just love.
Border Springs farm lamb, deliciousness.
Yes, I talk about we need some more lamb.
We're all so fancy. Yeah, see that where that got us, right? Miss you, Craig. Can't wait to see you again soon. And Camille, that's all right. You can see it, and or if you ever want to just FaceTime with me, we can just touch base. So we wish you guys a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day
from us to you.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Here, I'm actually double fisting.
Great. Bye.
Wait, sorry, it's so hard to leave. I just want to see what you said. Lamb's Divine with Oceano Wine.
There's yours.
100%.
We need to use that, Craig. Happy Valentine's Day, Isabel.
Love you, Isabel. Hope to see you and Craig soon. Oh, thanks, Camille. That's right. You have some Pinot there. You and your man, Todd, can have some Pinot Noir on Valentine's Day. And miss you. Love you bunches. Bye, everyone.